Today I'm training two movements. I'm training the dead press to handstand. So a lot of people see that as the hardest variation of the handstand push-ups. So obviously to do that, you need to have ideally a deficit handstand push-up. So be able to control this all the way down to collarbone to a box. Probably have some sort of variation of the 90-degree handstand push-up. Ooh, it's hard when I'm talking. So I would definitely be working those consistently before you start to work on the dead press. So let me just show you a quick movement that you can start to play around with, even if you don't have a handstand push-up yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into like a bent arm planche or elbow lever position. So I'm gonna externally rotate the hands. I'm gonna bring the elbows into the side. I'm definitely gonna have contact between my upper arm and my torso. So I'm gonna be there in that position. And then I'm just gonna bend the knees behind me and lift them up. Now, that's a little bit like the peacock position. I'm definitely getting a lot of surface area, a lot of purchase on the elbows in that position. I'm seesawing, so my head and shoulders are coming down and my hips are coming up. And by bending the knees, that keeps the lever arm short behind you. This version would be much harder because I'm extending out and making the lever arm behind me longer, which then means I have to take the head and shoulders much further forwards to compensate. So just have a go at that one, see if you can do that. Arms into the side. I've basically got my hands nearly all the way to the side there. And then I keep the knees bent all the time. And I can play around with that. I can push up towards the start of a handstand push-up if you have it. And I've been supersetting that with front lever pulls. I'm a little bit restricted by the ceiling height here. So all I do is as I go up, I try and keep an open hip as high as possible, straight body. And then when I need to, I just bend the knees, but still try and keep that open hip position. So I pull up and then do that at the top, more of a half lay position, and then open out as I come back down. And then if you're strong enough in your handstand push-up, you could do that variation that I was just showing. It's a little bit like a dead press, but you're using the seesaw effect, so your elbows are creating a higher point for you to take the head and shoulders down compared to the hips and the legs, and it'll help you get up into your handstand. So from that position there, and then push up from there. Now I'm using that over balance, so I'm arching my body over to scoop me out of the position. And if you get that right, it should make it much, much easier to get up to handstand. And then if you want a much easier version of the front lever pull, if you can't pull your hips to the bar yet, just work on your arch and scap pull. So hand shoulder width apart on the bar. You can start with just active passively going up and down, and then just bring the shoulder blades back together while you go into an arch and then back in. So I definitely work those as a prerequisite or even a warm up towards the front lever pulls. If you don't have a front lever pull, you could throw yourself upside down in that position, and now just come down as slow as possible, pass through the front lever down to your hanging position. And then you could do the same thing with the harder variations, so just jump up into the half lay position and do a slow eccentric down. And then obviously you could just go up with an easier version, so I could go up with a tucked front lever pull, I could open out, go into a harder eccentric, because obviously you're much stronger on the eccentric than you are on the concentric. Okay, so my full set looks like this. I'm gonna try the hardest variation of the dead press I can do. I'm trying to lengthen, trying to not bend the knees so much, try not to arch my body. Ideally, I wanna keep my body in that straight position as I come up. Externally rotate the hands again. I'm gonna lean forwards, create a lot of tension before I start to go up into the handstand. But you can see my legs come apart, my knees bend to get me out of that bottom position. And then from there, going into the full front lever, pull, straight body as much as I can, and then bend at the last moment for the ceiling. Open on the way down. So if I can get repetitions, no, I can't do that while talking. So that's today's workout. So a bent arm push movement combined with a straight arm pulling movement. Let me know if any questions you have down in the comments below. Remember, my UK workshops are coming up in August. Details are on the website, www.paultwyman.com.au, and reach out there as well if you're interested in any coaching. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks, guys.